Alright, what's going on? Today I'm going to show you how to make sample beats for Skaiwater. Let's get straight into it. Alright, so this is another one of those videos from my boy Trillin. We made this on Discord. Went crazy. I really fucked with this one, so I thought I had to show it with y'all. Yeah, let's get into this. So the sample here is from a Justin Bieber song. It's called One Time. Me and my boy Trillin, we went on YouTube and just searched up 2000s like pop hits, and then there's a playlist there. So we just scrolled through those, and then eventually landed on this one. So I'll play what the original song sounds like. I'm gonna pitch it up a little bit so YouTube doesn't like take down my video, and I can like show it in all countries. So yeah, here's what the original song sounds like. So yeah, just like a fire Justin Bieber song, and specifically on Skaiwater's new album Pinkprint and then Pinkprint 2, he uses a ton of samples. Like nearly every song on those is a sample or includes a sample somehow. So just had to do something like this, and specifically 2000 samples that go crazy. So the drums I ended up just muting, so I can take those out now. We didn't use those at all on the beat. We just used the instruments and then the vocals, of course, and then I built the melody on top of it and throw in the drums. So I'll break that down later. For the instruments, I'll just play those. It's like some synths, a guitar, so I'll show those right here right now. Then also, if you're wondering how I extracted the stems, I just went here, extract stems from a sample, and I did drums, instruments, vocals, and bass. I just extracted everything, and then I just took the bass line to get that for the 808s and whatnot, deleted the bass, and then kept the vocals and instruments. The instruments sounded pretty good. That guitar was nice, so I kept that in, and then of course the vocals. We used as much of these vocals as we could for different parts of the song, because I thought they were all unique and they all had their cool parts. But I'll show you a little bit of intro vocals and then some of the main like chorus, just show you the effects I added onto those too. So here's those vocals. First off, in terms of effects on those instruments, it's just reverb and then OTT, which is compressing them, bringing the highs out, so they're more like audible. And then in terms of vocals, I use this spaced out plugin, which is like an ambience plugin, and then fresh air to boost the high end so you can hear them better in the mix. Then I thought they had a little bit too much high end after that, so I just took it down a little bit, took out the low end. And then finally just added a delay onto that. That's how I got those vocals. We ended up going up 2. And then after that, I just moved on to adding my own sounds. So first off, this is just from Purity. This is a synth, and I layered that with a piano. So this synth right here is the Dawn of an Age synth, and I just laid down these chords. Used Melodyne, if you guys are familiar with that plugin. So I use this plugin right here, recorded in the instruments, and then I could kind of get the bass line and build the chords on top of that. And yeah, so this is the chords I came up with, and here's what they sound like. So yeah, just like a basic synth. Next is the piano. I add a few more notes onto this. Fuller chords. This is the Grand XV piano from Xenology, and that sounds like this. I noticed with Skaiwater songs, a lot of the sounds sound like anthemic. You want this to be really big, and you want to also use natural sounds as much as possible. So those two first sounds, a synth, not really natural sound, but piano, then I add strings later. And then of course the sample is a more like, it's a human voice. So I also added a bass from Serum. This is from my Isolate Serum bank, so you can go check that out. And I just laid down this bass line, the same one as the melody. I don't think I really did much to it to change it. That sounds like this. So yeah, pretty nice bass line, just like a Reese bass. After that, went to SRX Orchestra and grabbed these chords. This is the preset right here, as y'all can see. And I just laid down these like plucky stabs right here. So just kind of laying down the chords with like 4 notes. I thought that was like a good spot in terms of the number of notes to make it sound full enough. Just like, you know, full chords. Just copy over the first chord a few times, then move on to the next note in the bass line. And then for the second part, I just add this little top line thing right here, and then I copy that over right here. But instead of a B, it's a C sharp. And yeah, here's what these chords sound like. So on those, I just added reverb, and then I also added a delay, again, to make those more ambient. And then finally, it's this lead pattern. Grabbed this lead from Purity. This is the PW for President lead, pretty popular lead. I know you heard this in a lot of pluggnb songs, a lot of glow songs. So I kind of had to go with that. And I set down this lead where it's kind of like just short notes, and then, you know, sliding it here, pretty basic. Then I copied this over. I specifically copied this over here 1, 2, 3 times. Didn't really change much, except I brought this note up. And then for the second part, I wanted to make it be a little bit more simpler. So for like 1 or 2 sections in the beat, it's this more simple pattern where the note's a little bit more drawn out, not as much going on. And I just wanted to create a different section. And yeah, here's what that lead sounds like. And that's the lead pattern. Pretty cool, pretty catchy lead. Cook this up in like 5 or 10 minutes. Just make something repetitive, catchy. So all you need to do, use a good lead preset. Alright, so that's my part done. I'm going to show you all the melody and then pass the video over to Trillin so we can show you all the drums.
I was good. It's Trillin once again. We're gonna be breaking down these Skaiwater drums. So yeah, me and Shark were actually in Discord cooking up this crazy Skaiwater loop, and then once he was done adding all the melodies, and I was like, yeah, this is gonna be a hit. So without further ado, let's just get right into these drums. The first thing I started with was this clap. Pretty conventional pattern, but I do have some switch ups as well. So this is what this sounds like. Once again, these claps are not in the traditional spot. Like it would usually be right here, but I moved it back 2 spots, so it's like here. So it just gives it more bounce. And the main thing you want to really do with these Skaiwater beats is 1, have really good sound selection, make sure your sounds are crispy, and 2, have as much bounce as possible. So this pattern creates a lot of bounce. The next thing I did was add these hi-hats in. So once again, it's this really simple 1-step pattern, but I do have a little break at the end of the pattern to give it like some more bounce as well. So this is what that sounds like. So the next thing I did was add these 3 different open hats. So the first one sounds like this. It's like a little crash. Second one sounds like this, but I did pitch it up 3 notes, so it sounds like this. And the last one sounds like this, but I also have it pitched down a little bit in this part. And they all kind of just bounce off each other. So this is what this sounds like. The next thing I did was add this little chant here. Just a little accent sound, adds to the bounce of the beat. After that, I have this little cymbal perk, and it just plays like this. Once again, just for like a little accent. And last thing I have is this snare. So yeah, it's just a little roll at the end of the bar. I have the velocities increasing as well, so just give it a little extra bounce. And last but not least, I have this 808 from the Florency drum kit. It's hard hitting 808, and the pattern is pretty bouncy as well. It sounds like this. So yeah, and a lot of Sky's beats, he has a very bouncy drum pattern, a lot of 808 notes, but also there's like some silent notes here, so that's why I have it cut off during this part. And yeah, it just adds to the overall bounce of the drums. Now, as far as arrangement, this loop had a lot of parts, like a lot of parts, bro. So I did my best to chop it up and have it be as cohesive as possible, but I started off with the sample and then it flows into the piano. In the intro, more of the instruments come in, the bass comes in here, and then it drops right into the hook. As far as the verse, I dropped most of the melody components over here. I just have the sample playing and some of the drum components take out. Second half of the verse, I have everything in, sample comes back in, and then right back into the bridge. It's just the same part as over here. And yeah, that's pretty much it. That's how you make a beat in the style of Skaiwater. But we're not done yet. We're gonna record on it too, so let's get right into that.
Alright, I'm gonna try to sound like Sky, so I'm about to pitch my voice up like he be talking like the baby Cardi kind of voice, so like, yeah, I'm a bagger, baby. Pause, bro. He be having some crazy lyrics, but let's get into it, bro. Yeah. Bitch, I'm the chosen one. Bitch, I'ma have my fun. I don't even tell that bitch. I don't even want that bitch. Yeah. Bitch, I'm a bagger, baby. I'm in a lifestyle. All these hoes wanna fuck with me. I told baby come here. She wanna fuck, she see my veneers. Oh, pull up on you, yeah, come here, baby. Yeah, she pull up on me, baby. She wanna pull my dick out and go crazy. Yeah, you know I'm a bagger, baby. What? Hey yo! Alright, I'm done this. Yeah, I'm not finishing this, bro. But that's how you make a beat for Skaiwater. Thank you for watching.